Locked in family, what's going on? It's your boy Ron Money here. So today's gonna be an NBA episode. It's been a minute since I gave y'all an NBA episode. That's my apologies. I didn't really think it's been that long, but yeah, we got a little NBA episode today. So let's lock into it. I promise I'm gonna get y'all some more NBA content because NBA is really what's going on right now. Besides baseball coming up, so why do the Nets keep trying to add offensive pieces? So they added James Harden. They're talking about potentially adding JJ Redick. Why? They need to find a big, like I heard they're looking at Kevin Love. They added a defensive piece in Iman Shumpert. They don't need offense. I get it to the point where you want to have all this star power to match, or like not star power, but offensive power to match the Lakers, the Bucks, teams like that. But you got to work on defense because you have Kyrie, you have Harden, KD that can pick up that slack for you. Joe Harris, players like that. Let's put it like that. That can pick up that offensive, game for you guys. But they're losing games, close games, or there's barely winning close games because they don't have defense. So JJ Redick, as great of a player or shooter he is, you don't really need him. You need to find perimeter defense because that's how these teams are beating you or almost beating you when you should be blowing them out. When Kyrie, Harden, and KD are putting up 90 points combined or whatever, and you're almost losing because of defense. So if I'm Brooklyn, you just got to go find defensive pieces. You don't need any JJ Redick. Grab you another big. Grab you some more perimeter defense, but do not worry about any shooters because they have the best offensive rating and the worst defensive rating. That shouldn't be happening. It's just crazy how you perfectly even out. You need to have good offense and at least decent defense. So that's what Brooklyn's going to obviously need to do instead of trying to add these offensive pieces. Now, we're talking about trading for James Harden. Another player talking about, I was actually, I actually made this outline. I was talking about who should trade for Bradley Beal. Now, teams I thought that should trade for Bradley Beal, obviously, I didn't think they should. What they could is the Lakers. I would say the Clippers, but they traded all their picks away, damn near. Get Luka another shooter in Dallas. Maybe try to bring him to Miami with Jimmy Butler. There's so many places that man could go. But then it came out and he said he doesn't want to be traded. And I'm like, because let's be real, my boy. You're dropping 40, 50, 60, and you're not winning any of those games. When you drop 40 or more, you should be winning those basketball games. No doubt about it. You should be winning those basketball games. But he's not. And I feel really bad for the man. No BS. I feel bad for the man because, yeah. And then you don't want to be traded. I mean, shit, if you want to stay there and keep dropping all these points, not winning shit, I mean, that's on you. But I would say get the hell out of there because that ain't it. Next, let's talk about top rookies right now. LaMelo Ball just drops a career-high 34 points. He is the youngest Hornet player to drop 30. James Wiseman, even though he is injured right now, he has been filling the gap that the Golden State Warriors needed forever. A good, very dominant big. Now, they had Andrew Bogut, which is okay. They had Zaza, I mean, Zaza. But that's really all they needed. They had obviously Curry, Clay, Draymond at one point, and they needed that center. And they didn't really have that center. I mean, they had Bogut, like I said. And then you had Curry, Clay, Durant, Draymond, still missing the center. And now that they have Curry, they're gonna have Clay obviously when he comes back, but they have Oubre, Wiggins, Draymond, and now you got Wiseman. He just fills in that spot that the Golden State Warriors needed because they were at points where they were getting killed down low, and now having James Wiseman, it obviously limits that. Next, Anthony Edwards, great athlete, great player. He's been showing why he is number one pick because he's been balling out for Minnesota. He works well alongside D'Lo and Cat, and they're just finding ways to win. They're not doing the best right now, but they're finding ways to win. And finally, another standout rookie is Emmanuel Quickly. He scored the other day. It was 24 points in 25 minutes, or vice versa, something like that. But he's been balling out. So shout out to him. He's becoming a quick star in New York. And Obi Toppin, he's good as well. So another topic is, should the NBA have an All-Star game this year? I say no, because what's the point if you're not going to have fans or not a bunch of fans? Obviously, I love personally watching All-Star Weekend, 3-point contest, dunk contest, all that. But look, the NFL's not even having a Pro Bowl. I get that, what he's doing, or Adam Silver doing, because he wants to, get those TV ratings up. He wants to, make that revenue. Who wouldn't? You'd be a fool if you want to make that TV revenue. But I do agree with LeBron. There shouldn't be an All-Star game, especially like I said, there's no fans. Because NFL could have still had a Pro Bowl. They could have had the skill competitions and all that, but they decided not to. Because you're just bringing all these players from different teams, putting them all together, and something's damn near almost likely to get spread in a way, if you know what I'm saying. Because, yeah. But like LeBron said, he's going to be there physically but not mentally. How are the Utah Jazz a top team this year? I'm sorry, not a top team. They are the top team in the league right now, and no one's noticing. Well, let's put it like this. They're silent killers. Obviously, people think that Donovan Mitchell's overrated, and he's just been coming out, balling out, doing his thing. Rudy Gobert's been doing his part, Jordan Clarkson. Everybody's just been contributing to this Utah Jazz's team success. And, obviously, couldn't be more than happy. It's crazy because, it's only a half a game. Lakers and Clippers only have a game back, but it's like they're a team that you expect it to be a top 5 seed. But the fact that they're the best team in the league right now and no one's talking about them is pretty crazy. So, yeah. Shout out to the Utah Jazz. Keep balling out, doing your thing. And, let's see where you guys can go from here. What's going on in Dallas? So, I hear some saying, are the Mavericks the Cowboys the NBA? I wouldn't go that far. Now, look, the Cowboys had horrible defense and great offense, and they lost Dak Prescott. Really, they have decent players around Luka, but they don't have those players around him that could take it to the next level. They were a playoff team last year, but they really need some more help for Luka. I've been seeing that they could possibly add Lauri Markkinen, or they can even go after putting someone alongside him like Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal. You need to put someone else around him, give him some better role players, and get him some more scores, get him a big man, Just get him something. I would even say, shit, if you can, see if you can grab Andre Drummond from Cleveland. But who knows what's gonna happen with that? Luka just needs some help. You could tell that he's very frustrated. He's a great athlete, and his hype has been settling down a little bit. So yeah. And last but not least, let's talk about Zion Williamson. So this season he's averaging a little over 23, almost 8 rebounds and 3 assists, or vice versa. I think it's 8 and 3. 8 rebounds, 3 assists. But anyways, so we haven't heard a lot from him. He went from the most hyped up player since LeBron James to he's putting up these great numbers, and he's shooting, I believe, over 50 for sure. Field goal percentage. I want to say it's closer to 60 or at 60, but we're not hearing anything about it. And why is that? I'll tell you why. Because I think people were obviously questioning him because of the way and just his work ethic and stuff like that. So they're like, oh, okay, well, Lions or whatever. And then he's putting up these great numbers, but he's still not getting talked about. He shows he can ball. We know he can ball. But really what it was is they were focusing on young stars, obviously, like John Moran, which is not a problem. But really pushed him to the side was LaMelo Ball. Obviously, during Zion's rookie season, I was talking about LaMelo Ball playing overseas and stuff like that, and the hype is around him. And now that he's in the league and he's balling out, I believe he's the youngest player to grab a triple-double. And he's just putting up great numbers. He's been balling out, and people thought he wasn't going to ball in the NBA. So Zion Williamson and all his success right now, what he's doing, is getting pushed aside and unnoticed because they are focused on LaMelo Ball and what he's doing, which is not a problem, but you need to give Zion that credit that's due because he's playing great, So you guys need to wake up and give Zion that attention he deserves because he's just a different beast. He's a different animal, and that guy needs some love to be shown to him, for real. So keep on balling, Zion. But, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Locked in Chicago. Man, you can still call it science over stats because, science over stats is always important. That's the most important part of sports. But thank you guys for listening, and we'll be back very soon with more episodes.